Hi, it's Warren here from Overexposed 360, and I'm back again doing another Dad's Play, Let's Play, First Play. And today, to my surprise, I saw the NBA 2K VR experience on the Sony PlayStation Store in Australia, selling for $23. I only found out about this game only a few days ago on Facebook. So I jumped straight on it, I purchased straight away, and I'm really excited to check it out. So just a few things before I go on. So I've actually spoken a fair bit about this on Facebook and Reddit, and have various discussions with various people about my thoughts about the game. So getting different type of response from Facebook and Reddit, I thought it's important for me to just run through my thought process into purchasing this game. So I'm a big fan of basketball. I'm a big fan of the NBA 2K series. I have had it since 2K12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I've been playing 17 pretty much nightly, non-stop, playing every single game and going through the ranks. So when I see a 2K, NBA 2K VR experience, I expect it to be of certain quality, and also I expect it to be a relatively realistic basketball experience. Sure, I don't expect it to be a full game. I never did. From that point of view, my expectation, I think, is actually quite low. I was just happy if they let me run in a VR environment and just shoot the ball around. And my assumption is that it will definitely use the Move controller, and I'll be shooting the ball like I would in real life in a basketball shooting motion. And I think that's where my assumptions have gone wrong. So with that said, let's get the game started. When you first load the game for the first time, or when you first load the game and play, you get to run in the stadium and you see the crowd cheering and all the fans there. The fans doesn't look that realistic, but the basketball court itself actually look quite nice. You can look around, you can look up and down, you can see the scoreboard right up the top of you. It's quite a nice feeling. It almost is the highlight for me in the game, I have to say. I was hoping it wasn't, but it actually is one of the highlights. I'll tell you the other highlight later on when we get there. So in the game you choose between solo or party play, and you get this a lot too. I tend to move out of view a lot in this game. I don't seem to do that in other games, but somehow I tend to here. So after picking solo, it will show you the game's mode that is in the game. So there's a 3-point shootout, a skills challenge, a time attack, and a buzzer beater. So the first one I've tried is a buzzer beater. I chose rookie to begin with, and just see how I go. I'm still disappointed that it's not Move controller based. I'm using the DualShock, and to shoot the ball, all you have to do is just press the right trigger, so the R2 button, and the ball is shot. So that in itself just takes me out from a basketball experience in general, because I'm not feeling I'm shooting the ball, I'm just pressing a trigger. And you might argue that when I'm playing the NBA 2K series, I'm only pressing a button or a trigger so to shoot. But this is a VR experience, and you expect to be immersed by it. And I don't feel immersed by the fact that I pressed R2 and the ball is shot. And I'll actually go through a bit more about the issues with that as well, as we see some of the gameplay. So with the buzzer beater game, they actually throw the ball at you. You press R2 to catch it, like I do here, and then you aim, you press R2 to shoot it. So my first shot was pretty bad. It's giving me the instruction again to make sure I know what I'm doing. So I caught it, you aim, and you shoot, and I'm way off there. So it looks pretty hard, but after a while you'll see that it's actually really, really easy. Sure, I'm in rookie mode, but I actually play through the harder levels. I can't remember what they're All-Star and Pro, I think. They're not that much harder. The difficulties actually doesn't increase. So looking at here, catching the ball, I failed there, but catching the ball is pretty easy, just pressing R2 at the right time. And then with shooting, there's no real power indication of how far you're shooting the ball. So all you're really doing is just aiming it at the basket with your head. So it's head tracking aiming. And no matter how high or low you hold the ball, it doesn't really impact how far the ball goes. How long you hold the R2 trigger, well, in fact, the ball just shoots out when you trigger the R2 button. So it doesn't even let you hold on to it a bit longer to make it shoot further. So even though I'm not doing a shooting motion, I'm not even getting a feel of shooting the ball and choosing how far I'm shooting. So as long as the direction is right, you press R2, the ball's going to go in. As you know, some of you that have played basketball or have shot a basketball, shooting in the general direction is only half the issue. Is how far the arc is and how far you shoot the ball and the power you put in. That what makes a shot difficult. Throwing a ball in a direction is fine, but shooting it into a basket and getting that at the right angle and the right height and the right arc, that's the hard part. So there you go, just finished a buzzer beater level. It gives me some money for me to purchase stuff within the game to make it even easier or get even faster. So this time we will do the skills challenge and we will play a high level. The skills challenge is actually a little bit more unique. As you can see, it takes me quite a while to work out what I'm doing. But yeah, the ball just shoots out, flat out, and I go, how do you get it in? You know, do I aim a bit higher for the loop? I was hoping that it'll give me the, because I chose a higher difficulty, it will actually make me shoot in an arc-like motion in order for the ball to get in. I can't work it out. So on the right hand side there, I'm sure you've noticed, but I did not notice while I'm doing this, it said look here. So the challenge skills mode is actually not really basketball at all. You're shooting at a target, and then when you look at the target with your eye tracking, it will actually stop the target, which will then bounce the ball to another target, which you've got to make sure that you are looking at that target in order to stop it, for it to bounce in the right direction to the final target. And then you've got to make sure that you're looking at the ring or the board to make sure the ring is down so that the ball can go into the hoop. So it's again, maybe I just didn't read the instructions. It took me a little while to work it out. I'm still trying to work it out. So yeah, you look at there, you look at the target, shoot the ball, but I'll turn away too quickly. You wait till the ball hit the target, look at the other target, look at the ring for the ball to go in. So again, you're not really controlling the motion of the ball. So a lot of the ball physics is already predefined. You're not choosing the angle of how it bounces off the target. You're not choosing the angle of how your ball is shooting. If you aim at the ball at the target, it will just go there. So again, there's no power involved. You don't feel like you're controlling anything except for just making sure the target stops for the ball to bounce. I mean, this is a slightly different take on basketball. I actually enjoy this a little bit more than the basketball three-pointer shootout in those options, because this is clearly not really basketball focused. This is clearly more looking at the target and making the ball bounce. It's almost like a trick shot type gameplay. So I didn't mind that so much. That's probably one that I would go back to and try again. So let's look at the download. So the three-point shot is like as you would in the All-Star games. They have the racks of balls, the final ball being double points, and you got to go around and shoot each rack of balls. So you look down, it'll pick up the ball automatically. You look up at the basket, and you basically just shoot. And again, you just look in the general direction of the basket, you press R2, and the ball will just go. The ball will go in based on whether you're looking straight at the basket as opposed to how hard or how far or how short you threw the ball. So it's not very difficult. I'm not doing that well on it, but I'm still trying to work out the mechanics. But once you actually work out what the mechanics is, it's really just aim and shoot, aim and shoot, aim and shoot. It really doesn't feel like there's much skills involved. It's probably fun if you've got a few friends and you just want to have a challenge and everybody understands that this is not supposed to simulate what it feels like shooting basketball. It's probably a little bit of fun, but I'm just really disappointed with the lack of basketball skills required. I mean, it's not even basketball skills, it's lack of trying to simulate a basketball shot. Lack of motion control is a big negative already, so I'm disappointed there. But then just a lack of control of the shot power and whether you can actually shoot it too far and how you can bank it off the board, etc. All that is taken out of your hands because the control's not there. So I don't know what else to say, because there are people on Facebook and Reddit that have said to me that they are really enjoying the game, and maybe if I take away the fact of my expectation, how little it is, being a NBA basketball 2K game, I was just expecting some realism in the game. But if realism is taken out, yeah, it's a little bit of fun. I mean, as I said, the skill challenge is actually a different take on everything, and the fact that it's not something that you see in basketball, or is, I mean, you see trick shots and stuff. But I mean, I can actually relate to that. A trick shot is you can't throw the ball as hard as you can. It's less about the arch of shooting the ball into the basket, and it's more about hitting whatever you're trying to hit in the right angle, so that it will bounce off that at the right angle to the next spot, and then get the arch into the basket. So I can actually relate to that a bit more. So I don't mind as much about not arching the ball when I'm shooting, because in those scenarios you're actually trying to throw the ball at a certain speed at the certain angle to get it. But we're actually trying to do a 3-point shootout. I don't want, look, every single shot is going in. And just because I'm just looking in the right direction, and that's it. I just expected a little bit more from a 2K sports game, and that may be a bad thing from my point of view. But I mean, I don't rate this game highly. Let me kind of change what I'm saying there. I think it's a fun little game. Is it worth the money I paid for? Probably not, because you look at the other compilation games that you've got. You've got a Carnival Games, and you've got a Sports Bar VR, which got a mixture of games in there for around the same price. In here, you only really got this one mechanism of shooting the basketball. So yeah, this is a bit trickier. Somehow the R2 and catching the ball, it is not that it's not that tight. So sometimes the bounce parts we just can't really catch, or maybe I'm just not very good at it, or maybe I've given it by the time I'm playing it. Yeah, so with the other games that's on the market, they actually offer a few other experience for around the same price. And in fact, Carnival Games, which is also by 2K, they've got a basketball shooting section, and it uses full motion controls. Does it use the Move controller well? Yeah, maybe the tracking is a bit off and whatnot, and it can get frustrating with that as well. But at least you're shooting a basketball, and if you're in a virtual reality world, you want to be doing the action itself. You don't want to be just pressing the button and the ball just flies off. In VR world, half of the fun that I had in the heist is reloading the gun and dropping the gun, and see I can throw the gun up in the air and catch it with the other hand, and just playing with some of the physics that you can in this virtual reality world, and you can just completely absorb into it and believe it because it's there. So in here, I'm just going to go to All-Star mode, and I just want to prove to you how lack of physics there is. So if I hold the ball at this height, I'll press R2, it goes straight in. If I hold the ball a lot lower, I press R2, it goes straight in. If I hold the ball above the view of the ring, it didn't go in, but I think because my aiming was bad. But I'll do that again, it goes straight in. So it really, and I go up way higher, but that missed because my direction was slightly out. And this is in All-Star mode, so the difficulty does not ramp up at all. Sorry about my rants about how I think the game should be. I'm just a little bit disappointed. I'm a big fan of basketball. I really, really want to like this. It is cool running into an arena, and unfortunately, as I said, that is kind of the highlight. The other highlight in the game that from a looks point of looks good is at the end of each session, there's kind of sweat coming down through the screen. I'm not sure if you noticed them along the way here. When you look through the VR goggles, it actually feel like there's water in the glasses. In fact, the first time I thought that I was sweating so much, as you can see on the screen now, there's kind of water dripping down. Unfortunately, that's the two highlights of the game for me. So after all that, would I recommend the game? For $23 Australian, I would say no. I actually regretted buying this game. I really, really want to like it. I really, really wanted a basketball experience. And it just wasn't there. I mean, there is a little bit of fun, and I think that I may come back and just play those skills challenge a little bit and just try to have fun with it. But yeah, it's just been disappointing all around. There hasn't been a lot of PR for this game, and I can probably understand why. There are people on Facebook and Reddit that have told me that no, they are enjoying it, and that's good for them, and I hope that a lot more people would enjoy this game. But If someone asks me whether to buy this game or not, I'll definitely say no, especially if you play basketball and especially if you're looking for a basketball experience or a big fan of the NBA 2K series. If you're not, if you just want to have a little fun shoot around to feel like an all-star, yeah, maybe, but I really still can't recommend it. I mean, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe the shots are going in because I am a North Star and this is an NBA experience and they do get the ball in every single time, whereas in real life I don't. So maybe if you look at it that way, if I think about it that way, then yeah, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just my inadequacy in real life basketball should not translate into virtual reality, and maybe I should deserve to be shooting the ball that goes in every single shot as long as I get the direction right. But oh, that's my thoughts anyway. Hope you guys got something from it. Sorry for my rant on it a bit. I'll end this video with the highlight of the game of you running in the stadium. This is Warren from Overexposed 360. I hope to catch you next time.
It's your NBA 2K VR.